All right, Rob, let's start with you. Is this an overreaction? We're going to hear from Ryan Brown. Clayface should have been the TV series, while Lantern should have been on the big screen.
I think that is kind of an overreaction because we haven't seen either one. So it's hard to say. And I'll tell you this, after seeing the trailer for Clayface at CinemaCon, I'm
Oh,
like, oh yeah, it should be on the big screen. And we haven't even seen really much of Lanterns, but I think, I think people are bringing their prejudicial opinions into these things before they've even seen them, and I don't think that's fair. I didn't know anything about Clayface. I had no judgment. I did other than the character as portrayed in the comics and especially the animated series. I saw that trailer. I'm like, oh man, I'm all in. And I think anybody who's seen that trailer, it's like, okay. But look, I understand when you're thinking about Green Lantern and the idea of being out, the cosmic nature of it, but that's only one version of Green Lantern. I grew up with an much more earthbound version of Hal Jordan. So when I looked at that Lantern series, I'm like, oh man, it's like Neil Adams, and Denny O'Neil back in the 70s doing it's totally the comic from the 70s, although that was Green Arrow. Now we got two Green Lanterns instead of Green Arrow and Green Lantern. So for my money, I'm looking at a Lantern series that reminds me of the first time I encountered the character as a young whippersnapper. So I don't feel that way. I think it's an overreaction.
Yeah, I definitely am going to call this an overreaction because, like you suggested, we haven't seen 1 ounce of the stories yet. Like maybe we'll have a different discussion after we've seen them both, and maybe we'll go, "Oh yeah, that Lanterns thing should have been a movie." But here's the thing: to James Gunn, he does not care about his main kind of motivating philosophy isn't about who the character is; it's about what's the story call for. Everything about James Gunn is always about the script and the story first. And if to him, the Clayface story, they came to him with that. And of course, the Mike Flanagan,
Yeah.
who wrote it. Oh my God. Like he brought it to him. It's a movie script. And he looked and said, yes, this has to get made. And then he looks at the Lanterns project. He's like, yes, the mystery, the murder mystery of it, all that kind of stuff, that lends itself more to a television series. And I just love the fact that James Gunn and Peter Safran take that approach that the stories will dictate what they are, not what we think in principle
right.
Lantern should be. I kind of like
Well,
that they do it
Especially,
that way.
go ahead.
Well, I was going to say, as a Gen Xer, to me, a cross-country odyssey of these two characters is ingrained in my first memories of Green Lantern. So, look, do I love Jeff Johns, the Sinestro Corps War or the Blackest Night? Or, yeah, sure, I love all that stuff. I love the cosmic nature of all that. But I also love those early Green Lantern comics that I also picked up in the early 80s when they were reprinted. Those comics are just as valid of Green Lantern stories to me. So I look at the Lantern series and I'm excited about it, thinking like, wow, this reminds me of when I was reading Green Lantern as a kid.
All right, so we're both calling this one an overreaction. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.